Now let's get started first on how to set up your training mode. Obviously, to enter training mode, you click on offline play, you go towards training, and you have this beautiful training mode section right here. You would select the character that you're going to play for the day, which in my case would be Barbara. Then you go to your map of choice. Obviously, I like to go over here, Shipwreck Falls, which you will see in the later sections of the video as well. These videos are obviously recorded in sections, so I can split it up, so I may be repeating myself here and there. Now, what I tend to do is turn item spawning off, which is usually going to be on, and then turn stun on. What that does is, if I don't have show stun on, if I do a true combo, it just looks like usual. If I have show stun on, it's going to tell me if my combo is true, like so, or if it's not true, like so. Now the next thing I do is turn damage reset on. If you've already damaged your bot, worry not, you can just click on this 0 or any damage that you want to set it to. Some combos in the game are damage specific to get them true, or only true until a certain amount of damage, so you might want to set your bot to this if you want to practice something situation specific. I tend to put it to 0, just get damage reset on, so after time the damage gets reset automatically. Keep it on when grounded. If you want to, you can use timed if you prefer so. I prefer when grounded. Then I take control of the bot, which you can do over here. Position it in the middle, as I like to do it. Go back to control mode player, and then put on position reset, which enables it so that if you hit him over here, over time it will reset him towards the middle where I positioned him. And that is usually all I do to set up the training mode. Yo, today I'm going to show you how to practice your mechanical skills and how to warm up in Brawlhalla. Practicing your mechanical skills obviously is very important, as those set the foundation to your skill set. So the first thing you want to do is hop into training mode. You can take any map for this. I prefer starting on Shipwreck Falls. You just want to get in, you get used to dashing around. So first, if you're a beginner, you want to just get used to the dash button. You just want to dash back and forth, dash around the map a little bit. Once you do that, once you get used to that, you want to practice dash jumping around the map, back and forth. The most difficult part about this is getting the timing down for how and when to turn around, like so. This what happened there is what happens when you screw up. And how to get used to this, obviously, you do it slowly. If you ever find yourself unable to do one of the mechanics in this, you want to first slowly execute the mechanic. Doesn't matter if you get it as optimal as you should be getting it. What matters is that you are getting used to the inputs. You can slowly start speeding up once you're used to the inputs that you're trying to do. So what you're first gonna do, instead of dash jumping around like this, is you're gonna just input a dash jump. Input a dash jump slowly, like this. And once you're used to inputting that dash jump, you can try pressing downwards as soon as you can, like so. You don't have to do it quickly like this. At first you can just do the dash jump and then take your time and then input downwards. And as time progresses, you can get faster and faster with it. Then, moving on from the dash jumps, I tend to go, this is why I picked Shipwreck Falls, I tend to, if you see these little bops in the background on the stage, I tend to do fast fall practice by trying to accurately land on one of these at a time, like so. This gets you used to fast falling and just warms up your fingers quite well, as it are pretty quick inputs. In case of failure, like let's say you fast fall and you jump one too far like so, you will then go back and reset, and I tend to try and get 2 successful go-throughs. You don't have to be extremely strict with these, as some of these are really close to each other, like you saw earlier there, or right there. It looked a bit suspect as to if I was touching the next one or not. That was a failure right there. I would normally reset. Now we go on to the next subject. You can either moving on to the next subject, we would now get into true combos. Now, what you want to do for true combos, obviously, if you're playing a different character than what I'm using in this video, you're gonna have to inform yourself about the true combos of said character. If you have any questions as to what the true combos are, I'm sure there are some good guides on YouTube out there that you can watch. If not, I recommend you go onto Brawlhalla, where there's quite a few mentors and coaches which are very much willing to help you. There is also a channel in said Discord called Player Advice. If you have any questions, you can ask them there, and they will try to help you to the best of their abilities. Now, what I like to do is I tend to get started with the unarmed combos. What I like to do is do sets of 10 each side, really. So I start from the left side here. I do 10 repetitions of said combo, and once I have done that, I will go over to the other side and repeat this here. What I'm doing now is D-Light Ground Pound, a basic unarmed true combo that you will use for the majority of your gameplay most likely. Let's talk about the next combo after I'm finished here. What I tend to do after D-Light Ground Pound is D-Light Recovery, as that is one of your best kill options on unarmed. Considering the fact that D-Light Ground Pound sends downwards, it's only efficient to kill if you're using it on the edge, where there's a knockout zone to hit down towards. On the on-stage, you're gonna want to use D-Light Recovery, like so. This I would also do. There, unfortunate teleport. Here I would also do 10 repetitions on each side. And once you've successfully done so, you can also practice another true combo. Nowadays it's more common to use D-Light Recovery instead of D-Light GC NSIC, Gravity Cancel NSIC, which used to be the common thing to go to, but as they changed unarmed a little bit over the years, over time, this has become a little harder to do compared to previously. It is still very much possible to hit true, but nowadays people don't bother with it too much, as it's only a slight bit more damage, a slight bit more force, as I believe. Which is why a lot of people don't bother with the timing anymore. So in pro play, you're most likely going to see D-Light Recovery. If they're OG, or if they want to get for the extra bit of force, extra bit of damage, they will most likely execute that. Also a true combo. You can also move on towards D-Light Sares, like so, which you may not find much use for. If you're a 2v2 player and you want your teammate to be able to follow up to you, it may also be worth to practice D-Light Nair, like so. Now, once you've gone through the unarmed combos, which are the basics of your gameplay, as these are unanimously on every character, you're gonna move on to the weapons of the character of choice of yours. you want to select a character that you're going to play for the day, or a few weapons that you're going to play for the day. I tend to only play one character, which is Bryn, and I warm up with this character. On other days, I sometimes warm up with Sword as well, as I do like playing Hattori. But this is usually my go-to. Now on this, we're gonna start with Axe first. Now this is some timing that I find personally hard to get used to, which took a while for me to get used to. So on failure, you will often experience stuff like hitting it grounded like this, or getting dodge windows like so. If you forgot how to set this up or so, do go to the register at start and refer to the how to set up your training mode to warm up section. Now you would warm up, there I got a dodge window, by getting these 10 times in a row. Again, obviously on each side, which I'm not gonna do right now. But usually I would warm up with that. You do your true combos on this, which I tend to just do sideline and air because I'm lazy, but you usually do every true combo of yours. Now for spear, I would need my button to jump, so I can practice my true combos on this like so. Obviously, if I have deck stance selected, I can also do a grounded combo, which would be cider and light, which I can also execute while jumping, but it would be a little harder. So you practice your true combos like this, also 10 times each. Jesus Christ. Obviously, practice makes perfect. The more you do this, the more it becomes muscle memory, the less likely you are to fail. Oops. And yeah, that would be it in terms of true combos. Now the next thing I would do is movement related again. For this I would switch the map. This is a bit more advanced when it comes to movement. I tend to go to Small Enigma for this, as the platforms are very nicely set up. Now on this I would practice platform movement. So there are common practices such as platform canceling, like so, in which you dash off the platform but immediately dash back. So it registers that you're dodging off the platform, like so. But as you might notice, as soon as you get to the edge of the platform, usually, if I'm spacing it correctly, that is the end of said dash. Now, if you've ever dashed towards the edge of the map, you always might have noticed that you can go a little over it. There, I messed up the timing. It looks like your character's floating there for a second. There's also a mechanic in the game called instant ground pound, which is most commonly used by Blasters players. If I find a clip of it, I will insert it right here. Which uses the same method. And using this method, you can do platform cancels, like so, where you dash off the platform and you immediately dash back, which puts you below the platform. I most commonly use this to input a platform cancel nair, which is a great option to punish people or hit people that are below you on a platform. Now I tend to practice this a little bit, but the more advanced form of this would be this right there. Because if you are aware of this, you can jump and you can jump and time it correctly, so you can cancel your jump by pressing dash at the correct time while reaching the platform. This is a common practice at a higher level of play, but it is a bit more mechanically challenging than the previous movement practices we had. So I tend to split this into steps. So I usually do 10 on each side. That is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Once you've gotten your share of practicing this, I tend to go down to those platforms and practice the second step towards that mechanic, which is dash canceling my jump like this. I also tend to try and get multiple in a row like this. Then I switch sides, as obviously you want to be able or capable of comfortably doing it towards both sides, as your gameplay should not be one-sided. And after that, I would then try to practice this right here, which is very advanced and you won't need it most of the time, so I don't practice it that commonly. I just do it every once in a while if I want to really warm up my fingers. For example, if I'm feeling cold before a tournament, this is a very nice asset to have to your gameplay. But the majority of diamond players are not even capable of exercising this consistently, as we don't really practice it. But obviously it is a nice asset to have. That would be how to warm up in training mode, as I do it. Maybe you find some aspects to do for yourself, maybe you find something that you want to do yourself. If you have any good ideas on how to warm up, I am always also willing to learn, happy to learn, and yeah, do comment down below if you have any ideas.